One of the coolest things about Bluey is all the secrets and subtle details hidden throughout the show. For instance, did you know that in one episode, there's proof that cats and dogs are mortal enemies? This happens in the episode Tradies, when the girls go to the healer's office to snitch on the workers. If you look closely, there's a painting in the corner showing a cave dog holding a cat in its hand, as if it had hunted the feline. This must be the proof that in the universe of Bluey, at least in the past, dogs and cats were mortal enemies. That's probably why we've never seen cats in the series so far. Had you noticed this hidden detail before? Everyone knows Chili loves walking, and on top of that, she enjoys some good old rock music, as we can see from the music player on her arm, which, as we've mentioned in other videos, is a canine version of the album cover of The Dark Side of the Moon. But it looks like Bluey's mom isn't the only one who enjoys Pink Floyd, because we see Rocco, one of Bandit's friends, walking and listening to the same album. Or is it just that the animators of Bluey wanted to save time and reuse the music player? Now I'm not so sure. Did you notice that few characters always wear clothes in Bluey? Among the few who do, Indy, Bluey's classmate who always wears a vest, certainly stands out. But besides her, we also have the characters Chimpy and Sparky, who are the two workers who make the lake in the healer's backyard. They are the other characters with known names who always appear wearing clothes. There are also the characters who work in the stores and supermarkets of Brisbane, except for Alfie, who helps Bandit buy Muffin's birthday present.
Hey mate, you his boss?
Yes.
Well, he's a legend!
Speaking of clothes, we can deduce that the characters' clothes in Bluey are actually their fur, except in the cases we just mentioned. But in the episode Stumpfest, there's a scene involving Stripe that is related to this, and at the same time makes no sense. We see Bandit's brother talking with Pat, and while he expresses himself, note that he makes the motion as if he were rolling up his sleeves. But what sleeves, since he doesn't wear clothes? This is certainly one of the biggest mysteries in Bluey.
Hey, just try and hit me. I want to show you something.
All right.
Nah, not like that.
As we mentioned in the previous Bluey trivia video, the middle name of the little blue dog is Christine, and this is shown to us during the episode Family Meeting.
Bluey Christine Healer.
What nobody realized is that this is actually a tribute Bandit made to his mother, as Grandma Nana's real name is Christine. So, Bluey and Grandma Nana have more in common than we thought. Tell us, do you enjoy trivia as much as we do? If the answer is yes, comment below, #secret, so we know who the curious ones on this channel are. This leads us to another point. It seems that characters in Bluey only get their names after they are born, much like what is done with pets in real life, and of course, unlike human babies, since parents always choose the names before they are born. The biggest proof of this is undoubtedly the name of the series' own protagonist, which is Bluey exactly because of the color of her fur. After all, it would be weird if she were called Bluey and looked similar to Bingo, don't you think? Moreover, even with modern ultrasounds, I don't think equipment has yet been invented that can see the color of skin, or in the case of dogs, fur, while it's still in the mother's belly. The same premise applies to other characters in the series. For example, Chili has darker tones of fur, so her name is associated with Pepper. Meanwhile, Brandy is a reference to a drink that has a lighter tone, just like the fur of Bluey's aunt. Just like Stripe, which is a reference to the different colors that Bandit's brother has on his body. Returning to the Tradies episode, we can notice an important detail. Chimpy is, at least so far, the only dog we see using tattoos. Moreover, he has two tattoos, a tiger on one arm and two cherries on the other. And this is exactly the other curiosity, Chimpy's tattoos. In fact, let's talk about just one of them, which is the cherry tattoo. Most likely, the second tattoo that Chimpy has on his arm is due to some love tribute he made to his girlfriend. This is because her name is Cherry, making it clear that the tattoo is really a proof of love from Chimpy to his girlfriend. Returning to talk about names, now here's a really interesting curiosity. Did you know that the Terriers' names are the same as those of the creator of the show and his real-life brothers? Their names are Joe, Dan, and Adam. The characters serve as an allegory of the three brothers in their childhood, just as Bandit, Stripe, and Radley are a version of the creator of Bluey and his brothers as adults. Since we're talking about Bluey's uncles, now let's talk about a really interesting secret about the oldest of them, Uncle Radley. The first time we see him in the flesh is in the episode Double Babysitter, where he meets Frisky, who would be his future wife. The detail is that 18 episodes before, he had already appeared, along with the entire Healer family in a framed photo in Grandma Nana's living room in the episode Charades. And about this, there's another thing that few people know. The character design changed, since the version we see in the framed photo is really different from the Uncle Radley that we see in all the other episodes where he appears, especially the shades of blue in him that became even stronger and more evident. Which makes sense. After all, it is the main color of this show, isn't it? In the episode Housework, the idea is really to say that the healer's house is really dirty, but there's something really funny that few people noticed. It's clear that someone from the family hid a dirty plate with what looks like a pea under the couch. The dirty plate can be seen at various times during the episode, suggesting that it was intended to be seen, but many people never noticed it. If you've made it this far, you definitely like cartoons just like us. So if that's true, you should subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss our next videos. Everyone who watches Bluey knows the super cool way the friendship between Bingo and Leela started in the kindergarten classroom. And we also see that the two will be friends for the rest of their lives. Now, practically no one noticed one of the proofs of the sincere friendship between the two little dogs. In the episode Pass the Parcel, when Bingo discovers that Pat, Lucky's dad, had changed the rules of the game to make it more realistic, she runs into Chili's arms crying. At the same time, Leela is so sad for what her friend is feeling, and we can also see tears in her eyes, exactly because Bingo is suffering. I had watched this episode several times, but I had never noticed this before.
Oh boy. She'll be right. Come on, just keep passing.
Still in the Pass the Parcel episode, we notice another really cool detail. When we see that it's near Buddy's birthday, the little pug who is Bingo's classmate, we see some refrigerator magnets, and one of them is the same monkey that appears in the movie Chunky Chimp. Besides, we also have the chance to discover that Bluey is an emerging athlete, since we notice that she won second place in a swimming competition. This is the second time we know of that the little blue dog practices a sport. This is because we see her wearing a karate gi in the episode Ben Knight. And not only that, if you pay close attention, you'll see that at the beginning of the episode, she is wearing a white belt, but at the end, she is wearing a yellow belt, which means she improved as a karateka over the nights that pass in the episode. The two moments, the second place in swimming and the belt change in karate, show a side of Bluey that is still little explored. How dedicated she is to the sports she likes to practice. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you know which character has been beaten up the most so far in Bluey? If you answered Bandit, I have to say that you almost got it right. This is because there's another character who has suffered even more than the girl's father. Jeremiah. When you stop and think about it, the poor garden dog has been run over, destroyed, knocked down, run over again, used as target practice, and brutally kicked by a furious bride. Wow, that's a lot. Hang in there, Jeremiah. We're with you. Talking again about the Tradies episode, in it we discover some really interesting things, especially related to Chili. One of them is that, unfortunately, Bluey's mom cursed once, as told by Bingo, when she says that Sparky said the same word that her mom did when the healer's dishwasher broke, which certainly wasn't a nice word. Besides, the series shows that Bluey's episodes are really interconnected. This is because the first time the girl's mom says she wanted to make a lake in the backyard happened 17 episodes before, in the Stumpfest episode. So, the two stories of the two episodes are really connected, which is definitely something very cool. And that is certainly one of the things that makes the Bluey show so incredible, not to mention its super fun characters. And since what we really want is to have fun, we are giving you two super cool video options for you to keep having fun. Just click on one of them and you will definitely watch a really cool video.